Okay, I'm going to put my hand on her head. All right, and we're just going to basically take her head back down here in this general area. Put my hand on her nose. She puts her head up. I'm going to say that's wrong. Okay, stick my thumb in her mouth. At this point, I'm going to wait. If she starts fighting me, I'm going to wait until she settles down. Okay, sit still. All right. If she tries to fight too much, I'm going to try to hold on to as best I can. I'm not going to get into a big argument with her here. All right. At this point, I'm going to stick my bit in her mouth, okay, and have her stand there. This is very important that she stands still, because if she was to go bolting off with this in her mouth, it could be a bad deal. So you have to make sure you've done that connective horsemanship level 1 DVD. All right, so now I'm going to say right ear, left ear, take it off, okay, just like that. And we'll do that process over and over and over again until she's very much accepting of that process. Just stick the cotton lead rope in her mouth, put it over her ears, take it out. In her mouth, over the ears, and then take it back off again, okay? And we'll do this until the point where we can get her to basically pull her head around over here. She's being accepting of what I'm doing here. All right. Head comes up, I'm gonna say that's wrong. Put your head back down here and just hang out with me. Right ear, left ear, and then down. All right. Once we're through that process, then at that point, I mean, she's not obviously there yet. So I'm gonna work on her just a little bit. And when we come back here in just a second, I'm gonna be working more with the bridle itself. Okay, putting the bridle in the horse's mouth and showing you that there's, by just simply working through this simple little exercise, you can get the horse to basically stay here next to you and be able to put the bridle in the horse's mouth and take it out. But until then, we're gonna continue working on just basically keeping her head here, having my arms around her body here. My top of my hand here is going to act as my hand was earlier, and being allowed to be putting that bridle on her mouth, in her mouth. Okay. Have her sit there, hang out with me for a second. She can gum on that thing all she wants. It's not going to hurt her. I'm not busting her teeth with that metal bit at this point, and then I can take it off. Okay. So we come back from break. I'm going to be working with the bridle. I'm going to get to the point where we can stick it in her mouth. She'll be accepting of that bridle in her mouth, and she'll stand still. So when we come back from break, we'll do just that. You guys stick around. Are you tired of rope burn hands and hanging on for dear life? Well, then you need my bolting DVD. I'll spend over 2 hours teaching you step by step the process that I use to put the woe back in your horse. Whether on the ground or under saddle, you'll be able to safely control your horse in any situation. So stop that bolt before it happens. Go to RyanGingrich.com and get your bolting DVD now.
Does your horse spook or jump at nearly everything? Stop that spooky, nervous behavior today. Teach your horse to be calm and quiet and get back in the saddle safely again. Horse expert Ryan Gingrich offers real help with proven results. Equine expert Ryan Gingrich has traveled the nation helping thousands of spooky horses. Help for you and your horse is just a phone call away. Order now by calling 800-359-4090 or by going online to RyanGingrich.com.
Have you lost control? Do you wish there was a set of simple steps you could take to regain back the trust you've lost in your horse? Well, there is. It's my Basic Control DVD. This DVD has all the elements necessary for achieving control and gaining back the trust you've lost. Basic Control has 6 fundamental parts. Each part is designed to give you a better understanding of your horse. I know you've been longing for a special relationship, and here's where it starts. Go to RyanGingrich.com, get control, gain the trust you desire, and make that special connection. So get my Basic Control DVD now. Is your horse giving you the hook, or are you just missing that connected relationship? Send your horse to the National Equine Behavior Center for some expert training by me and my staff. Each month, I take a select group of horses into my training program where they get the personal attention they need. Whether you're looking to hit the trail, excel in the show ring, or just have a safe horse to enjoy with the family, find that connected relationship through my proven training methods. Space is limited and results are guaranteed. So call now to reserve your spot, or for more information, go to my website, RyanGingrich.com. Welcome back. Again, we're back here with London. We're working on London's head shy issue. we work through her basic controls: go, stop, turn left, turn right, back up and stand still. And then we've also worked with just putting a mock bridle on her, getting her used to having, putting her head down when we ask her to, doing all that good stuff. We cover all in my Headshy DVD, bridling DVD. So now we're at the point where we have a bridle and our reins. And the very first thing we're going to do with London here is simply going to be putting the bridle over the halter, so we still have control over the horse in case she were to try to move away. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about, the length of the bridle. How long should this bridle be? You don't want to go take a bridle that you've had on some other horse and just automatically think it's going to fit the horse you're riding. So we're going to want to make sure that it's going to fit. The basic way I do it, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, who knows, but it works for me, is I basically hold it up to the horse's head and say, does that bit, the side of the bit here, and the top of the pole piece here of the bridle kind of match up with where that horse is going to be at? All right, and it does. So the very first thing we're going to do, I'm not going to go ahead and stick my reins over the horse's head. I'm just going to stick them in my crook of my arm there. I'm going to take my hand, and as she moves her head away, I'm going to say that's wrong. Take my hand, stick it over her head like this. So we have the bridle over her face here. I have my arm, I'm controlling her head here with my right arm, and my left hand is going to reach up and take a hold of her mouth. And I'm not going to hold it hard. I'm just going to place her muzzle in my mouth, in my hand. So the next thing I'm going to do basically is say, if she comes up, I'm going to use my arm and put some pressure down here and say, drop your head back down. I'm going to take my left thumb here, stick it in the corner of her mouth, and look at her teeth. Where are her teeth at there in relationship to that bit? I don't want to be smacking her teeth with the bit. It's going to hurt if she does that. Okay, it'd be like somebody walking up to you with a spoon and whacking you in the teeth. It would not feel well. So we're going to go ahead and stick the bridle on the horse and get everything kind of arranged here like we normally would if we were going to go ahead and ride her. Okay, at this point, I maybe even go ahead and swing those reins over a couple times, kind of get her used to that whole process. Hook up the throat latch here or whatever you're going to do. All right. Once we've done that a couple of times, we've taken it on, taken it off, taken it on, taken it off. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and take off the bridle one more time. Okay, and each time we're doing this, we're guiding that bridle out of the horse's mouth, so we're not busting her teeth. And that was a little awkward for her, so let's try that again. All right. One more time. Miss London here. Open your mouth. Put it down. Okay. All right. Make sure you flop the ears through. Okay. Take the bridle off. And there we go. All right. Once we're through that process, then what we'll do is basically just take the halter off altogether. Okay. If you feel more comfortable hooking around the horse's neck, that's fine, I guess. I don't always like to do that, but if it helps you, that's understandable. Go ahead and take the horse's head in your hand again and open up her mouth, stick it in her mouth, stick that bridle in her mouth there. Go ahead and bridle her up one last time, and that's where we've worked through that issue. Okay, again, like I said, this is all covered in my Headshy Bridling DVD that you can find on my website, ryangingrich.com. And we go through this process a lot slower and a lot more completely, to the point where she will understand much, much better what's kind of going on there. So a couple little things real quickly. If you have a horse that's kind of touchy about his ears, you might want to do a couple things. You might want to have the vet come out and make sure he doesn't have any ear mites. I've seen that in some horses. Or if he's a little tender in his poll, maybe even have a chiropractor come out and make sure that he doesn't have any issues in his neck or in his poll area here. The other thing too, make sure that you have your horse's teeth done at least once a year. All right, that's kind of been recommended for, by equine dentists and veterinarians all around the country. And it's very, very important for these horses. They get hooks and points and all that kind of stuff in their mouths. So I appreciate you guys watching the show today. I hope you've learned a lot. Again, you can find my Headshy Bridling DVD on my website, ryangingrich.com. But until next time, guys, I'm Ryan Gingrich Behaviors. You guys be safe, have fun.